In this video I'll be sharing my thoughts on K-pop groups now and when I just started liking them. This is just for fun and to see a comparison of my thoughts now and then. I love all the groups mentioned, and even if I had negative thoughts in the past, they are now long time gone. Share your story and thoughts when you first found out about your favorite groups in the comments. I would love to read it. With that, let's start. I heard about BTS in 2017, but I didn't listen to anything from them until Fake Love. I liked the song and the music video, but I was still at that weird stage where I was judgmental about listening to K-pop and they all looked the same to me. Later in the first months of 2019 I gave them another chance and fell in love with them and their music. I wasn't the biggest fan of their older songs, but I loved their current music, and yeah, my first bias was Jungkook with Jimin, but then in a week or so Jungkook became my only bias. I love them with my whole heart and I'm so thankful for everything they've done for me. I think I became a better person since I started listening to them. They helped me get out of a very hard time in my life, so I'm happy to have them. Jimin stole my heart and he doesn't have to give it back. I do love their older music now, but I still prefer their newer music, or to be exact the music from Blood, Sweat and Tears onwards. They were the first girl group I was exposed to and I absolutely loved them. I thought their music and personalities are great and I enjoyed the group a lot overall. Rose grabbed my attention because of her dancing mostly. I loved and still love her voice, but her dancing was what I noticed first. I also used to not like Jisoo and thought she was the ugliest member, and I want to kill myself for that honestly, but at least I know I got a few brain cells since then. I have lost interest in Blackpink as time passed by and as I start standing more groups, but I still love the girls very much. Their songs are still good, but I definitely lean towards their older songs compared to their latest releases. I think one reason I distanced myself from Blackpink are their fans and the amount of drama and hate in the fandom. I still love the girls and support them, and Rose is one of my favorite girl idols, but I don't think I'm in love with them as much as I was in the beginning. I found out about Twice through a compilation of Bangtwice moments that popped up in my recommendations. I thought that they were pretty and went to hear their music. I didn't like them at first. I had a hard time adjusting to their overly cute sound, especially since I was used to more girl crush songs. But as time passed I started to love them, and Tsuyu became my first bias because of her visuals and also because she is very tall and I can relate to her struggles when it comes to that. After I watched 16 I grew to love and appreciate these girls a lot more, and I started paying more attention to Chen. After a while of standing she became my bias and I love her with my whole being. I also started to love their cute concept, but I must admit that I enjoy their current concept a lot more. I found out about T's last summer but only started standing in December. I didn't really take interest in them until I saw their Mama performance and decided to give them a chance. Sunghwa's visuals captured me, so he was my first bias. After watching their videos and learning about the members I grew to love them, but what really got me deep into the whole was San's fan cams. I saw his Hala Hala fan cam and I was like, yes, that's my man, I don't fucking care, that's my man. And I started to watch his fan cams religiously and he became my bias and took T's to another level for me. Before I even listened to any NCT song I heard Chen's Like Me Better cover and I fell in love. I was a solo stan of Chen and I literally had him on my wallpaper for so long, but I for some reason didn't take interest in his group. After that I listened to Cherry Bomb and I liked it, but when I found out about the NCT unit thing I got overwhelmed and decided not to even try to stan. After a while I started stanning Super M and I fell in love with Mark and Lucas, but I still couldn't bring myself to learn a 21-member group. Then Kick It came out and in a span of 2 weeks I became a huge fan of NCT. Mark stole my heart in Super M, and as much as I loved him, nobody can compare to Mark for me. I still love Jin, and along with Jimin and Lucas he's my bias wrecker. I love the group. I'm still not too familiar with Wave, but I'm working on it. I listen to their music and like the members, but I'm not fully into them yet. I think ITZY is one of the only groups I fell in love with instantly. I connected to the members very easily and I liked almost all of their songs. Yeji became my bias after I saw Milljim apart, but as I found out more about them I just confirmed my bias choice. I remember being very impressed by their choreography and dancing. Also I used to think that Leah and Ryujin are visuals, and being very shocked when I found out that it was Yuna. My love for ITZY just grew and it's still growing, and they are now definitely in my top 10 K-pop groups and one of my favorite rookie groups. Yeji is still my bi. Love her the most and I admire her for her talent and hard work. Anyways, stream not shy. I didn't pay much attention to TXT at first. I thought they are just BTS little brothers. I liked Crown but I wasn't obsessed with the members or anything, so yeah. I didn't like them or dislike them, but I just didn't care too much. The song that really changed my perspective on TXT is Runaway. I love that song with my whole heart, and when it came out was when I actually took interest in TXT as a group. After watching more of their content I realized that Yeonjun is my future husband and settled on him as my bias. Now I really love TXT and I realize that they are so much more than just BTS little brothers. I listened to Luna songs for a while before actually standing them. I loved their music but I just couldn't bring myself to learn 12 members, but after So What came out I decided to stan them for real. It wasn't that hard learning them. Heejin was my bias because her and Cho were the only members I knew back then, so yeah. After I gained a few brain cells and learned a bit more about them I fell in love, and now they are in my top 5 girl groups. I changed my bias to Eve soon after learning their names and stuff because she is literally perfect. I love all of the members and I can't wait for OT12 to come back. I wanted to do more groups, and if you want I could make a part 2 of this video, but for now I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you are all staying safe and happy in these terrible times. I know it's hard for everyone to stay positive and motivated, but please try to do so. Always wear a mask and try to prevent you and others getting sick. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time.